Fashion once had a very narrow definition of beauty, but one model challenged that system and turned that challenge into a global brand. This is the business story of Ashley Graham, one of the most influential plus-size models in history. But this isn't just a modeling story. It's about strategy, how visibility became a business and influence became a brand. In this video, we will break down her early positioning, her audience growth, and the moves that turned attention into income. Because Ashley Graham did something different and the important lessons we can learn from her strategy, let's begin. Ashley didn't just model, she became a symbol of body positivity and inclusivity at a time when fashion was dominated by narrow beauty standards. Her confidence, advocacy, and openness about self-acceptance made her stand out in an industry resistant to change. But gaining attention wasn't enough. She had to turn influence into impact, and she did it in ways few people could imagine. And while her message resonated, the real breakthrough was yet to come. The turning point came in 2015 to 2016 when Ashley became one of the first plus-size models featured in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. This wasn't just a modeling gig, it was a signal to the industry and the world that beauty isn't one size fits all. Suddenly, she wasn't just a model in fashion circles, she was on the mainstream stage, and that stage would set the foundation for everything to follow. But the real milestone, the one that made history, was about to take it even further. In 2016, Ashley became the first plus-size model on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. This wasn't just personal glory, it was a cultural and commercial milestone. The cover sparked global conversations about body diversity and representation. For Ashley, it opened doors that extended far beyond runway modeling, partnerships, brand collaborations, and media opportunities that would define her career. Visibility like this transformed her career. From fashion circles to global recognition, Ashley now had a platform that brands and audiences took notice of. But visibility alone wouldn't guarantee success. She needed to connect with her audience in a meaningful way. Her social media became a space where authenticity mattered more than fashion. She shared personal messages about confidence, self-love, and embracing your body. By being real, relatable, and consistent, she forged a connection that went far beyond aesthetics. By blending fashion success with advocacy, Ashley built a brand that blends influence, empowerment, and social impact. She became a thought leader, shaping conversations about beauty, confidence, and diversity. And that foundation will become the launchpad for the strategic business moves we will explore next. Ashley's influence naturally translated into brand partnerships with some of the world's biggest names in beauty and lifestyle. Brands saw her not just as a model, but as a voice that resonated authentically with audiences demanding representation. And one partnership in particular changed the game. She partnered with Revlon, becoming the brand's first plus-size ambassador. For Revlon, this was a signal of inclusivity and a bold shift in how beauty could be represented globally. For Ashley, it positioned her as more than just a model. She became a trusted influencer whose opinion and presence added value beyond the campaign itself. She also partnered with brand Olay, promoting health and lifestyle products that naturally aligned with her messaging and the values she shared with her audience. These collaborations weren't random, they were carefully chosen to strengthen her credibility and reinforce her authentic voice, while simultaneously introducing her to new audiences and markets. By promoting products that genuinely fit her persona, she was able to expand her influence in a way that felt organic, purposeful, and strategically aligned with her long-term brand growth. Most recently, Ashley became the global ambassador for Stuart Weitzman's Spring 2026 campaign, stepping into a role that showcased her influence on a worldwide stage. By modeling footwear and eyewear designed with real women in mind, the campaign highlighted not just style but also comfort, inclusivity, and accessibility, values that have long been central to Ashley's public persona. Every partnership she takes on is strategically selected, reflecting a thoughtful, deliberate approach to her brand identity. Over the years, she has cultivated a public image that balances authenticity with business acumen, making each collaboration feel natural, purposeful, and aligned with her long-term vision. For brands, Ashley's combination of credibility, influence, and cultural relevance carries enormous value, making her a partner who can truly move markets and shape consumer perceptions. Her partnerships aren't just endorsements, they are carefully considered strategic alliances with someone who authentically embodies the messages and values that consumers respond to. Each collaboration leverages her voice, her platform, and her connection with audiences to create impact campaigns that feel genuine and resonate deeply rather than feeling like traditional advertising. Ashley didn't stop at brand partnerships. She realized that to truly own her influence, she needed products that reflected her values, meaningful and not just trendy. Moving from modeling campaigns to entrepreneurship let her turn influence into real business opportunities. But the first question was where to start. Then it hit her lingerie, not just any lingerie, but pieces that embodied confidence and empowerment. But could the industry welcome a newcomer? Could her brand translate into something people truly wanted? Every sketch and prototype raised the stakes, seemed ready. A surprise obstacle threatened to derail everything. In 2013, she partnered with Addington L to co-design a lingerie collection that celebrates curves. At a time when plus-size options were scarce, this collaboration filled a market gap while reinforcing her message of confidence and body positivity. Ashley wasn't just promoting products, she was shaping what inclusive fashion could look like. She later worked with swimsuits for all, designing swimwear to highlight diverse body types. This wasn't about trend following, it was cultural relevance in action. Each collection emphasized flattering cuts, supportive designs, and styles that acknowledged real women's bodies. By stepping into product creation, Ashley expanded her influence into revenue streams she controlled. These collaborations marked a shift from simple promotion to real ownership. She wasn't just lending her face, she was putting her ideas, her vision into something tangible. Her name and ideas became part of the product itself. Every decision, from design to marketing, carried her stamp, and the stakes were higher than ever. In business terms, this meant capturing equity, revenue, and long-term brand value, turning influence into modern visibility. It was about building something that could last, something that could survive beyond trends. But could she make it all work? By co-designing products, Ashley became more than a model or spokesperson. She became an entrepreneur with a mission. Every collaboration aligned with her brand narrative, authenticity, empowerment, and inclusivity. And this strategy would carry her into even broader platforms next. Ashley's influence didn't stop at modeling or products. She stepped into media and speaking platforms, turning her presence into a full-blown voice beyond fashion. TV appearances, live events, broadcasts, each platform expanded her audience, solidifying her identity as more than just a model. She appeared on shows like America's Next Top Model, sharing her perspective on confidence, self-love, and representation. Ideas that resonated far beyond the runway. Hosting roles at international events like Miss USA and Miss Universe put her in front of global audiences, each appearance raising her profile, building credibility, and giving her a voice people could trust. But every spotlight also came with new expectations and challenges. Digital media became another arena. Her podcast, Pretty Big Deal, features entrepreneurs, creatives, and thought leaders discussing business, self-growth, and empowerment. Her TEDx talk on body positivity amazed millions of views, showing that influence isn't just measured in followers, but in impacts and reach. Through TV, live events, and digital platforms, Ashley positioned herself as a recognizable voice in multiple industries. Her brand became multidimensional. Fashion, media, and thought leadership combined, reinforcing her relevance and creating a platform for even bigger opportunities. So, what can we learn from Ashley's playbook? Her career isn't just about being in front of the camera, it's a roadmap for building a modern personal brand. First, authenticity matters. Ashley embraced what made her unique, a plus-size model, challenging traditional beauty norms. But it wasn't just about breaking rules, it was about standing firm in a world quick to judge. That courage built a loyal community. People who didn't just admire her looks, but felt inspired by her message of confidence, resilience, and empowerment. Second, diversification is key. She expanded beyond modeling, product collaborations, brand ambassadorships, media appearances, podcasts, speaking engagements. Multiple revenue streams made her influence sustainable and her career resilient. Third, a consistent narrative is priceless. Ashley's message of empowerment, body positivity, and inclusivity became a recognizable trademark. Trust and clarity in messaging made her highly desirable to brands and audiences alike. Brought together, these strategies reveal the blueprint behind her success, combining authenticity, diversified opportunities, and a clear narrative to build a brand that extends far beyond the runway. Today, Ashley Graham's impact isn't just measured by follower count. It's about trust and, over time, genuine engagement and the value her audience places on her voice. Brands partner with her not for fleeting attention, but because her influence drives real results, shaping conversations, inspiring loyalty, and turning visibility into measurable impact. Her collaborations do more than catch eyes. They generate measurable engagement, foster community, and cultivate trust. The three pillars of modern influencer monetization. Each partnership, each campaign taps into her audience loyalty and attention, transforming influence into tangible revenue, all while staying true to the authenticity that defines her brand. From fashion to wellness, media to speaking, Ashley has created a diversified ecosystem of influence. She proves that modern influence isn't just visibility, it's building a trusted platform that supports multiple revenue streams and lasting impacts. Ashley Graham's journey shows how a creator can turn visibility into influence and influence into business. She didn't just model, she transformed her platform, evolving into a multi-channel influencer, entrepreneur, and thought leader. Every step was calculated yet authentic, a delicate balance between staying true to herself and seizing opportunity, proving that strategy and authenticity can redefine what success looks like. Sustainable influence doesn't happen by chance. It is the careful combination of authenticity, strategy, and diversified monetization. When these elements align, a personal brand transforms into a lasting platform, one that drives creativity, amplifies impact, and converts influence into real measurable revenue. If you enjoyed this deep dive, Hit subscribe for more stories of creators, entrepreneurs, and brands turning influence into business in today's AI-powered world. In the next video on the screen, I put AI to the ultimate test, trying to make $5,000 in just 7 days. Will it work? You will see the results, the wins, and the lessons learned. Don't miss it.